Rosy De Palma. Seduction is great, but there is so much more to being a woman. Rosy De Palma, actress, model. She's an ambassador for the charity of Africa, which advocates for a family for every child in Ghana, West Africa, and the closure of legal orphanages. She has launched her own perfume and cosmetics lines. This distinctive Spanish woman with an informal appearance in her aesthetics of cubism has always attracted a lot of attention, and despite the fact that many advised her to undergo plastic surgery to change the shape of her face, nose, etc., she always remained confident in her own beauty. Rosy De Palma was born in Palma de Mallorca on the Balearic Islands in a simple working-class family. Real name: Rosa Elena Garcia Echave. As a teenager, Rosa Elena did not like her appearance so much that she tried not to be photographed and not to walk with her peers. Due to the constant bullying, she even had to drop out of school. In her youth, she played in a female musical group with a depressive name, It Couldn't Be Worse. In the mid-80s, she worked as a waitress in godforsaken Madrid eatery. The filmmaker Almodovar, seeing her, was so amazed by this non-standard appearance that he offered her the role in The Law of Desire. Since then, she has been his mascot. Palma is a bright actress and favorite model of another equally famous master of outrageous Jean-Paul Gaultier. By the way, not only Gaultier liked the ugly Rosy. She was waiting for a triumphant career in the modeling business. In the early 90s, her non-standard appearance came to the court, and the title of the most ugly beauty was firmly entrenched in her. You must have seen De Palma in Almodovar's movies, and probably in many other movies as well. Her facial proportions are very reminiscent of Picasso's female portraits. Not so much symmetry, more a case of dramatic lines and sharp contrasts. But when you meet her, you can see why it's not just her face that appeals to Almodovar. She fills the room. No, more than that, she owns it. The room becomes a stage where she is a star, diva, and a sparkling firework display. But it's with a warmth, a presence, and seemingly without any pretensions. I don't pay attention to the camera. The camera doesn't like if you do that. That's my way of working, De Palma tells Scandinavian Traveler. She's in Oslo for the Norwegian premiere of Julieta, a movie in which she plays the bitter and twisted home help, Marianne. De Palma's artistic career spans 30 years, or ever since she was a child. I loved music, poetry, and dance when I was growing up. I danced ballet and composed music. People know me as an actor, but I'd rather describe myself as an artist. At the age of 19, she left Palma de Mallorca, where she was born and raised, for Madrid. She played in a band, which means the worst possible in English. We chose that name because then no one could complain when we played. We could then say, "We said we were the worst possible band. Have we lied to you about our music?" This was during the so-called Movida Madrilena, or the Madrileñan scene, the cultural and social renaissance celebrating freedom in the years after the death of the Spanish dictator Franco. It was a fantastic time. It was all about expressing how you felt through music, theater, art. It was an artistic explosion where everyone wanted to share their knowledge and creativity with everyone else. No one was thinking about becoming famous, but gradually there was more narcotics abuse, and then AIDS arrived. We moved into darker times, but plenty of what we created in music, art, and movies in that period will live forever. Art has a quality in itself that means it continues to feel relevant. My daughter says she thinks I'm lucky to have been involved in the cultural scene in the 1980s. Her band didn't earn much money, so she always worked as a bartender at a rockabilly bar in Madrid. It was there she met Almodovar. He'd already made a few movies and had made a bit of a name for himself and a reputation. Above all, his movies captured and characterized the sense of sexual and political freedom of the period. But according to De Palma, he was still a bit underground at that time. The characters in his movies were not especially bothered about staying inside the law, nor were they conformists, at least not by today's standards. Almodovar invited De Palma to audition for his next movie. Even so, she was destined for a movie career. In 1987, she played in Almodovar's movie Law of Desire. That was the first of 7 Almodovar's movies she's made. Her career took off. If you count up the number of movies she's appeared in, you'll reach around 70. He wanted to have me in the movie. He didn't want someone to style my hair, do my makeup, or find costumes for me. He wanted me to use what I had, that I should be myself personified. That didn't exactly make me feel like an actress. She loves working. Working keeps me both physically and mentally fit. With a seemingly endless CV full of big names, she's not exactly struggling on the job market. However, she still has a wish list for the future. I'd like to play some minor roles in big productions. I'd love to play some mean characters, make a science fiction movie, or a TV series. There are lots of good series on Netflix and Spanish TV. So many people sabotage their happiness, always making excuses and punishing themselves, like they didn't really deserve happiness. I think faith helps people, but me, I just have a lot of faith in people. Life is so heavy, but if you are possessed with creativity, everything is so much lighter. Because even if everything is falling down, then there are still creative things. And to create is in line with our being in relation to nature, because art is always trying to reproduce the mystery of life. We don't know why we have clouds or the sun or all these amazing things. It is a mysterious universe. And that realization helps us transcend our regular life. Prices, taxes, misery, infamy, money, all this shit. Even religion. Religion is just a human invention, and that is a problem with humans. They're far too much into their own inventions, and they get lost in that.